Welcome back to Etc. Podcast. I got my co-host Mark here.
Yo.
I am Victor. How are you doing today, Mark?
Pretty good. I was pretty tired earlier, but I'm great now.
Just love to hear it.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Nice.
Had a day at work and just had no internet, so we was just living off hotspot for a little bit. So
it's funny that you mentioned that because similar situation. Not really, but yeah. So for the past couple days now, since I think it was starting it was Friday. So it was on my birthday. Sucked, but whatever. We had these people come over to like fix some like electrical problems, kind of like changing the outlets and stuff like that. So, and messing with like the circuit breaker and everything like that. So in order to do that, they have to like constantly like shut the power off and everything like that. So since Friday, and it was Friday, Saturday, not on Sunday, and then Monday all the way till today, which is Wednesday, they have been there and just kind of like, shutting the power off and then putting it back on, going into all the rooms, changing the outlets. So it's been a thing, but I had no and they usually come from like maybe like 11 to like 2:30. So within that time frame, I basically can't do anything.
I was gonna say, it's usually usually with stuff like that, we'll come by anytime between 8 a.m. and 11 o'clock at night.
Right. So be free the whole day if you can.
So just please, be attentive, be at your house.
Yeah. So, but they usually come.
It's always like 10:30 that they come. It's never like, oh, we say 8 a.m. we get there like 9. It's always like 10:55. Like, we're gonna do your electric.
Yeah. So they've always been there around the same time, and they're pretty cool. But it's just been annoying to have to constantly like realize you can't do anything really like for the whole freaking time you're there. Not to mention because of that, there's also no heat because the thermostat changed the heat. So today I also went, before I left the class, I went to basically wash my my blankets, my sheets and all that. So I put in the washer when I left, but then they're there when I came back to dry. So I'm sitting there in the freezing cold in my room putting like 2 coats on my chest and then my legs because I couldn't put it in the dryer. So I'm sitting there cold as hell for like 3 hours, just like, yo, I'm fucking freezing, bro. So yeah, that was today. But yeah, I'm just sitting in my room in like the dark, basically, just with no light, and it sucks, but it's fine.
I was like, because I have Xfinity or Comcast, which is like basically like a fucking monopoly in Philly. Like they have like the Comcast building, they run fucking everything, basically, but they still always somehow fuck up. So like it's happened before where like I'll wake up in the morning and like the shit's not working, so I'll just restart the router and it ends up fixing it. But today was just like all day, and I'm like, yo, I got like meetings out the ass, like I got to do something. So I just went with the hotspot, but I kept checking like online to see like, oh, if there's outages or like maybe I don't know, anything that could be like telling me what's up, because I refuse to call, so I go any other route.
True.
So when I went to like the best source possible, Twitter, I went on Twitter, just typed in Xfinity outage, and it was just all these people like since this morning talking shit. And it's the most funniest shit to read though, because people would like go dumb, like mad aggressive on Twitter, like saying like, yo, like Xfinity, y'all internet fucking sucks. And then like, the official Xfinity page replies like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. What can we do to help?
To hear that.
Please DM us.
That definitely was just an automated thing.
Yeah.
Any keyword that has to do with Comcast, it just instantly replies.
But it's funny. It's funny to see though, because they're still like, yo, y'all could eat a dick. Like y'all internet's fucking trash, bro. On God, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Wow. Can we please set up a time to talk so we can resolve your issue?
Right. Fuck out of here.
And even now, up to when I left, it was still down. So I'm just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? I work from home. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's literally the worst thing. Like, with people that work from home, it's like that's your one reliable thing.
I need that shit to be solid.
Yeah.
Like,
without it,
that's how I eat, fam.
Without it, you are nothing. Usually people's complaint is having a car, transportation to get to work. But this people that work at home, it's like, bro, I need the internet, bro.
It's like, it's not even trying to be like, oh, I can't watch my Netflix. Like, yo, it's like, I need to work.
It's like, hold on. I'm losing a couple bars. Who the fuck is on the internet? What the fuck are you doing? But,
It's funny though, because you say that, because like work, like I do notice the difference because I'm home by myself all day. Mm-hmm. Like my parents obviously work, like, and my sister either has class or her job. So that was pretty loud. So I'll be home basically all day, like from early in the morning to like maybe 6 or 7 at night. So I'll just be doing work on my computer. And then when they get home, the shit is just trash. I'm like, yo, can y'all leave? Like, y'all fucking up my workflow.
As soon as you get home, just give me another 30 minutes.
I'm just kidding, y'all. Don't get upset.
Right. Do what you want.
I'll be home alone all day. It'd be kind of sad.
Right. I look for the moments when I hear the door open.
Especially in the winter, bro. It's 4 o'clock. It's pitch black. I'm like, damn, where my family at? It's just me and Zoe just looking at each other like, fucking hate you. We around each other all day. We just be tired of each other. Like,
so what did you do today?
Can you fucking leave? Zoe just be looking at me like, yo, can you not?
This is usually my free time, okay? You came into my free time.
Like, or do you not have a job? You fucking bum. What are you doing here all day?
Exactly. Like, I usually am the one who guards the place. You kind of stepped into my place, you know? Oh, man.
Yeah. But speaking of your birthday, how was your birthday, sir?
It was great. You know, we went to my job, ate some amazing food.
We ate like a motherfucker, to be honest.
We did. Yeah. It was great, though. I loved it because, again, I didn't usually, like, have a taste for any of that food, really. And everybody kept asking me, like, oh, what do you recommend? And I'm just like...
I ain't never had this shit before.
Yeah, I hate to break it to you, but I've never actually really ate here before. I mean, I hear good things and the food smells amazing, but, you know, the taste, I've maybe only tasted, like, maybe 2 things on the menu here, which, yeah, so... But it was great, you know?
The funniest shit was when you ordered that bottle of wine and you got the chance to like taste it and approve it. And then it was just you and Quinn who said, yeah, we'll drink some. So after you got that, like he gave you a full thing. Or no, he gave you the sample. You said yes. And he went around to fill Quinn's cup. And he put his hand out to him for him to pour it out. And he just gave him this husky ass glass when Quinn was expecting the sample.
Yeah, he was expecting the sample one. But I guess it was just for me just to get the sample taste. And Quinn was just like, he saw it really quick.
And what's funny though is that like he won't say anything, but he won't say anything to the waiter. But he'll say something to us with his face.
Yeah.
He won't talk. He just like, he saw it, kept going. He just like staring at it, realized, and then looked up at us like,
what do I do?
Wait,
what do I do? Do I tell him to stop? Like, is this the same thing when they put cheese on my pasta? Do I just say stop? It was that moment. And the other moment in my head, I'm thinking of, he asked you something. And I was like, why are you asking him like he knows the answer?
Yeah.
I forget what it was. But I think I had to do something with like the food or something like
it was,
I had
yeah.
to do. And I was just looking, I'm like, why'd you ask Victor? Like that was so random.
Bro, like all these people at the table, he was like, yo, what's that?
Yeah, I was like, I'm like, wait, why would you ask him? Like he knows. This is the first time being here. Oh, that was hilarious.
He's like, he's like, I always do that. And a lot of people do that though, and I don't get why. Like, I know I do know random shit sometimes where it's like, yo, Victor, why do you know that? But it's like, I don't know everything though. Like, Google's still a thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Just the guy with all the sources.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was, but it doesn't matter. It was just one of those things where it's like, why me?
Yeah, it was just really funny because he came out so confident. Like, he just asked you, and I'm just like, but Victor has no knowledge of this question. Like, he's like, why would you ask him? I was like, I think it had to do something with the restaurant. So I'm like, of all people should have asked me that. Mm-hmm. Like, but you asked Victor. I don't know why.
Like, yo, like, why?
I was so confused, but yeah.
Funny night. A lot of laughs.
Yeah.
And then it was kind of weird because we had like a couple of the homies serving us because the whole fucking squad works there, I guess.
Basically, yeah, they do. We definitely do. So, yeah, they were there and, it was pretty packed, based off of what you guys saw.
Was it like that? Obviously, that was like most of our besides you, our first time being there. Is it always like that, or they seemed like they were kind of thrown off?
No, it's always like that usually.
Because they were like, oh, it's pretty busy tonight. I'm like, oh,
no, it's usually
like, is this new?
It's not new. It's just like it really depends because certain people get certain tables, and sometimes people don't show up at the right time, or sometimes what my job does like to do. And I hate to put them on the spot, but it happens literally all the time. So it's really hard to just not mention it. But they usually put the reservations all at the same time. So every table is getting seated at the same time. And it's hard for the waiter or waitress to really like attend all the tables to make sure that they're good when every table is at the same time. Like if they come like within a 30-minute gap, it's pretty easy to then, okay, this table's going to get done this time. This table, like it's all going to be in like a sequence.
Yeah.
Where they all sit at the same time. Now you're just trying to rush and try to make sure everybody's good. And then certain people want certain things or special orders. And then who knows? Maybe you have one table that's really just being assholes, and you're just like, fuck. Like now you gotta like.
So with your job, do you usually just have to call in for a reservation, or do they use like one of them apps?
Yeah. So you can do the open table. I think
there's like open table, Resi, a bunch of different shit like that.
I know they used open table, so you can do that. You can also call if you want, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. Because I was asking, because usually with that, like what other restaurants that I would do reservations for, they usually like after somebody selects it, they kind of block it out. So I don't know how y'all do it. That ends up just having people seating all these people at once.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like, it's like the waiter, and it's like every place, they have like a certain section that they hold, and it's really like, I guess think of it like this, where it's like that section could all have that same time at 7 o'clock. You know, it's not like a table is only specifically to that certain like time period. I don't know. But yeah, that's what's kind of like annoying about it, because I hear it so many times from certain waiters and waitresses. They're just like, yeah, you know, I just got seated all at once. And I'm just like, sorry. Yeah. Like, because they'll really be stressed out. And sometimes it could really like ruin their like experience and shit like that. So.
That's good though. Good birthday. Did you like your gift?
I did.
That I got you?
Yeah.
I was laughing because I started editing the Thursday video, and then I see in the background of your cam the baby shark bag that I got you. I see the gift bag like in your background. I was cracking up.
Oh yeah. I kind of like, I think, what day was it? Within this week, the past couple of days, I finally like took everything out and like put the bags away and everything. So now Adam is properly on my bed now.
Nice.
You know.
Is it comfy? I didn't open it, so I didn't get to see like.
It is. It has a little bit of a rough side to it, but I like that just because now I know it won't be so like. It'll take a while for it to get like, I guess, like flimsy. Like it's pretty sturdy, so it's like that's good. It's one of those good sturdy pillows. So
yeah,
it's a good one.
Like I want to keep it. I wanted you to be the first one. I didn't want to like rip it open and just have it.
Oh yeah. No, it's good.
Nice. Anything else new?
Nice. No.
Why? No.
I'm like, you're trying to think. I don't know.
No, I'm just asking.
Oh, I did see the movie Dune.
You did tell me about that, yeah.
Zendaya. That joint was pretty lit, you know?
I find it funny how, I haven't watched it, but I find it funny how every time I hear somebody talk about it, they say, I watched this Dune with Zendaya, when everything that I've heard is that Zendaya's in it for like 2 minutes.
Okay, so
which proves the purpose of why they did that.
Yeah. So I will say this. Yeah, she's in it actually a lot longer, but the time that she's in it where she actually speaks is really only like about 15 minutes, like 10 minutes. Like for the whole, like she comes in she's probably one of the very first like people you see in the movie, but it's all, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, it's not really spoiling. It's all just like dreams, visions that the main character has of her. So you see her a lot, but it's not like actually interacting. But she does end up physically showing like towards the end, and then that's where it's like only like a 10-minute of her actually talking. You're just like, oh, okay, we finally get to see her, and yeah, it's pretty funny though, because I did see that before actually watching the movie too, where people were saying like, oh yeah, you know, Zendaya's like all anybody like talks about this movie, or like, you know, but she's only in it for like the last like 15 minins of it.
Well, isn't it like Timothy Chalamet and like other people too, or is this the wrong, or am I confusing it with someone else?
Who'd you say?
Timothy Chalamet.
Who is that exactly? If you show me the picture, then I'll know.
The guy who's supposed to be Willy Wonka, the new Willy Wonka. I forget what else he's in, but he's like friends with Kid Cudi and shit.
I do know that. What is it? Oh yeah, that's the main character. Yeah. So that's him. Yeah, and then Josh Brolin, which is the voice of Thanos, he's in it. The main, who's his father? It's he's in Star Wars, the newer Star Wars. He's like the pilot, but I just can't figure out like what his actual like actor name is. He's in it.
Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa's in it. Yep.
Fire.
Yeah, it's a pretty good cast. And thing that's crazy is that that's only a part 1. So there's another one coming out. So it's pretty cool to see that. And when I looked up the cast, if you keep going down, you see all these people that you didn't see. And
So I
one
guess
person
that's-
that I saw was Ryan Gosling. And I was like,
So I'm guessing he's in part 2.
I'm guessing so, because I'm like, I didn't see him at all in the
Yeah.
movie. Unless he was like some type of alien that they just randomly
I
put
know.
in there. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
think he was though. So
The other movie that I saw, it's like a part 1, is the new Miles Morales Spider-Man. Like, was it Across the Spider-Verse or whatever?
oh yeah.
They announced it. They announced the news like Into the
Oh,
Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
But it's a part 1. So like
Okay.
that's the thing. It's like October of like next year, which
well.
kind of sucks, but you know that's how they get you.
Bro, I really don't know what to think about this new Spider-Man coming out though.
You don't think you're gonna like it?
I think I am, but it's just I don't know what to think of it because like I'm seeing all these villains, but it's like I did see some John like, oh, Tobey Maguire's supposed to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I don't know if to believe that or not, you know, like, because I think I saw on TikTok where somebody had took a video of them purchasing a ticket and they saw under it, like somebody made a mistake of putting the cast. And I think they put Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, someone's getting fired for this because I think they released it by mistake. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I don't know if that was fake or not. But if he's in it, bro, that John's gonna be lit. So.
I feel like at this point it's been kind of like public though. Like besides that, I felt like it was kind of assumed that all this. I don't know. I guess it was assumptions that all the Spider-Mans were going to be in it.
I mean, that's what you like hope for. Because in my head, I'm just like, if you have all the villains, you gotta have them, especially after releasing the animation version of the Spider-Man, of them all like coming together. You're kind of just like, well, why not?
And
but,
I think,
yeah,
and it being with Doctor Strange, it kind of makes it make sense because you kind of see, obviously like current day, fuck is his name? Who's the current Spider-Man?
Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
Yeah,
and then you see like Green Goblin, and you see Dr. Octopus or Doc Ock, whatever the fuck,
yeah, just call him Doc Ock,
and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, I think
Electro.
His name is Electro. Yeah,
and you see like. So if those guys are in it, and obviously with Doctor Strange, the whole different like timelines or whatever the fuck, like it makes sense how you can tie it in. So I would imagine that.
I think it's also Killer Croc is in it too, which is from Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man 2. So
yeah, so like shit like that, like you don't
you don't put the villains and then
like it kind of gives it away.
Yeah, and I assume that, but in my head, I just thought maybe like the idea of having too many like actors like that probably wouldn't like they don't want to like ruin the focus because it is in some point still Tom Holland's like Spider-Man movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like in my head thinking maybe they didn't want to take too much away from that.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna be a major part.
No, yeah,
I think they're gonna be a major part at the climax.
Oh yeah.
So like, for example, if you've seen the trailer, Zendaya's falling off of a thing, and the way they shot it is similar to when Emma Stone passed.
Yeah.
So
I'm like, bro, if Andrew Garfield saves her, bro,
that's what I'm saying. Like, they're definitely gonna do that.
That'd be so hype, bro.
And it's gonna be similar to when Captain America grabbed the hammer. It's gonna be that type of moment.
True. And if it's like another scene too, where somebody's like holding something from stopping, or like when freaking Tobey Maguire held the train.
Yeah.
There's another similar scene like that, bro. Oh man.
Supposedly they're gonna incorporate like the great power comes with great responsibility line. Like they confirmed all this shit,
bro.
So like I already know it's gonna be just like Endgame,
bro. If I see Uncle Ben, I'm losing it. Can you imagine?
No, they said that too. They said that they aren't gonna revisit that.
No,
They're gonna do it like right after.
What do you mean?
So like they're not gonna talk about they're not gonna incorporate or talk about his death. They're just gonna start the movie or whatever like point that they're at in the timeline of like after his death. So he's still like grieving or whatever the fuck it is.
But for what? For Tom Holland?
I don't know.
Because I thought we already got through that since we never saw him to begin with. So I know that's how they started this the Tom Holland Spider-Man, because you like wondered why. They even also didn't include the whole reason. I think Andrew Garfield was the same way. No, I'm not sure. But they didn't include the whole idea that he got bit by a spider. Because like, you see that in the Tobey Maguire one. He got bit by a spider. He had the whole side effects, and then he realized like, but they completely cut that because they're just like, it's Spider-Man, you should just like, he got bit by a spider.
Isn't Tom Holland's situation though just that he got the suit?
No, so like, yeah, so Spider-Man doesn't actually shoot webs out of his body. It's an actual like mechanism that he has, like an actual piece of equipment. But he
and all
does.
Of them?
So that's what I'm saying. The Tobey Maguire one, it was that.
Yeah.
But in the actual comic book, he doesn't actually shoot webs from his body. It's actually supposed to be like an actual piece of equipment that he uses. But his spidey senses and his strength are the things that come from the spider. That's the thing that comes from spider. But the web part isn't. I know. It kind of
That's kind of dumb. I would give him the whole shit.
I don't know. Yeah. That's what I remember seeing. Like the actual comic book, he doesn't have the spider webs, but he does have the spidey senses and the strength and all that shit from the spiders.
The suit should just be identity.
Just be him.
Like, no, I mean, like, it should just, the only purpose is a suit is like hiding identity. Except for like Iron Man.
No, yeah, that's true.
Because even Batman, all his shit is him.
Yeah. He's just muscular ass guy.
Yeah, and a lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. It's any regular guy, I just work out and I just somehow got this fortune.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm excited. I feel like it's gonna be like. I mean, I hate to build up hype, but I feel like it is gonna be to that extent of like.
I'm really
watching Endgame. Like that shit was like awesome when you watched it. And everybody in the theater like, let's fucking go. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you that moment when freaking Cat picked up that hammer. The amount of hype and shit I just heard around me was just like, oh man, clapping, screaming. It was just insane. So. It's crazy to think that like a hype like this can come from just like a Spider-Man movie. It's not like an Avenger movie. It's just a Spider-Man movie.
It's because he's just one of those likable characters.
He is one of the very first, superheroes that everybody knows of, because nobody really cared about Captain America that much until they started bringing the whole Avengers thing. No one cared about Thor that much till they were in the Avengers. And like Iron Man was a pretty well known, but not as much again, like Spider-Man being until they actually
wasn't as mainstream.
Yeah, until
like mainstream was Batman, Superman, Spider-Man.
Yeah, like DC had that first, being able to be recognized with superheroes, and then once they started putting it into live action, that's when people were like, oh wow, the character, like the real life people really resembled the characters, so everybody was able to like them more and stuff like that.
It was really like Justice, like we had like our reference point was like if you didn't read comics, it was like Justice League.
Oh, yeah,
like the animated series, like you would see like fucking Green Lantern, The Flash, you would see, Batman, Spider-Man.
Exactly. So
Jelly don't do like that.
Oh yeah. Damn girl. But yeah. So I think like again, having Spider-Man as one of those like first characters is really like cool for people to like get hype about. And I think the main reason everybody like you probably don't want to admit it, but the main reason is Tobey Maguire. And it's like it's crazy to think that like if I was Tobey Maguire, like right now in my lifespan, I'd just be so hype on my life because I'm like, bro, no matter what.
I killed it that good that y'all still fuck with me.
No matter how far in the future y'all go with Spider-Man, I am always going to be the first person y'all think of. And that shit's hilarious.
Yeah, I did that shit.
Exactly. Like it could have been cheesy. It could have been not how exactly, the comic was, or maybe it was either too depressing or not enough. But at the end of the day, it's like I have memes of me. I have like, it's just hilarious to think that like one person who didn't even see the extent of like how, because it was just at that point, it's just a Spider-Man movie. It wasn't the idea of like taking it to like a whole
universe, a cinemaverse or whatever.
It was just literally just a standalone like 3 movies. Like,
and that's how it used to be until fucking Avengers.
Also,
and shit.
Yeah, the only other like superhero movie I think that came out that was just like the Fantastic Four. Like that was just,
and that shit wasn't to that degree.
It wasn't.
Maybe X-Men.
X-Men
had more of that. Like,
yeah, X-Men definitely was. But again, they didn't include that whole thing because it was owned by, I think, Fox or FX?
Yeah, at one point it was Fox. Like Fox was like,
I think because Fox owns Spider-Man still and X-Men to that degree. I think though I don't know if they made a deal though with Disney to be.
Now isn't it Sony though?
My bad.
Or did that transfer over?
My bad, Sony. You're right. So I guess yeah, I guess Fox does own the X-Men, and then Sony had Spider-Man, and then Sony made that deal with Disney to be able to like have them in the universe and shit like that.
Now, isn't it, or am I confusing? Is it X-Men or Fantastic Four that's under Disney now?
I think Fantastic Four.
Because I believe they're like starting to incorporate them.
Yeah. They are I think eventually going to do that. I don't know when though, because I didn't see any of that in like the plan of like what they're coming out
whatever
with.
the fuck the stages
their
or
timeline and shit like that. I didn't see that anywhere in there. So again, I don't know if they're still trying to figure out like legal reasons how far of an extent they can go with using it. But yeah, I do think they said they were going to be able to use them now. But as far as right now, it's just Spidey.
Yeah. So. I did this like a while ago, and it was pretty like chill or like pretty cool. like with Disney Plus, have you ever watched like the mad old like Spider-Man and like superhero cartoons?
So when I first got Disney Plus, I remember I didn't have anything to really watch, and I did watch it because I was like, bro, I remember watching this as a kid. It was pretty good, like pretty good, because it's that also same feeling you get when you watch Justice League. Like, I don't know what it is, but it was just so good that you could just like watch and just chill and just have it on. So I do remember watching one of them. I didn't really like. Eventually, I stopped, but yeah, I do remember watching a little bit of one of them.
It was just funny. Like it's so old that it's like funny. So I'm just like watching it, like like the animation, and you could tell like the age is very obvious.
Oh yeah,
like the way they just be like running at each other, like yeah, and then the guy's just
oh yeah,
just subtle, and then he'll jump. He's like whoa, like it's so cheesy and old.
It's the animation and then the voice acting with it, because it's like, bruh, like I don't know how like the voice actors can somehow seem like they're super old. Like that's something completely different from the animation, but for some reason it fits the animation so perfectly.
Yeah, and it was tough though, because like it was just one of those things where like it was on and like I woke up to it, like old, like it was genuine. Exactly. It was genuine like back in the day shit, because it was turned on, fell asleep, woke back up to it like how it used to be like with like George Lopez and shit. I woke up, I'm like, oh shit, like it's fucking Doom. Like he was just walking through his shit.
Yeah, like I remember seeing shit with Doom. I remember seeing shit with freaking Wolverine, Mysterio. Like I remember seeing a bunch of shit sometimes when I used to wake up like late as shit. Silver Surfer would just be flying around. I'm like, what's going on? But yeah, I remember watching those.
It was pretty cool to do. They also approved like Shang-Chi 2 already.
Oh yeah, I did see that, which I'm very surprised. Not like surprised about, but I'm just like confused as to like why they needed to say that. I don't know. And in my head, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched it yet. I know I'm planning to, but I don't know. Like, I felt like they could have just put that on like, you know, the timeline tree and just kind of have it there. I just felt like it was a little weird to say, because did it say when it was gonna come out, or they just
no? I think they just kind of said like, oh, it's in production. So I guess that's why they said it.
Okay. I don't know. In my head, I was just like, I felt like they probably,
it was kind of assumed, because they're trying to. They pretty much said they're going to incorporate him into like
exactly. Not to mention he's like another, like he's a different culture. You know, he's Asian. Like I'm pretty sure they're not going to let that go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it sucks to say that, but I mean, I'm pretty sure his character is cool within itself, and it's going to be very interesting. So I would hate to see that just be one standalone movie and never bring back. So I kind of just figured myself, I was like, I think they're going to bring him back.
And they're supposed to be. I mean, did you watch Eternals?
I didn't watch it yet.
I feel like it kind of just like fell under the radar.
I heard that it was good though. I mean, I guess it was just, I don't know. I guess the Spider-Man hype probably took over it too much, you know, because Spider-Man just keeps every week just releasing something,
like little tidbits of information.
Like, so I guess that's probably why it kind of just took over it. But I did hear that like it was good for the most part. I didn't hear anything bad about it.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like nobody's really talking about it. Usually, like a meme will come out of it, or you'll see people make like jokes or discuss. Like I didn't even see it get discussed.
You know what it is? I feel like once we watch it, we'll see it. I feel like it's like an invisible like wall.
If you're not looking for it, like you won't see it.
Yeah, you won't see it. But once we eventually watch it, for some reason,
like everybody's talking about Eternals. What the fuck?
Yeah, everything's gonna get unlocked. Like for you, for some reason. Like it's like when you have that hidden spot in your map you haven't gone to. So once you go there, then you can see the light. And once we watch it, you'll see it on your timeline, like completely everywhere you go. You'll see some shit about, coming out on Blu-ray, DVD, Eternals. You'll be like, what the fuck? So, yeah.
You know what? That's true. Because today, or like a couple of days ago for my job, there was some news that came out about 100 Thieves, how they raised like X amount of money or whatever. And like they received like 60 million in funding. So I had to like do something for that for my job, just like as a news post or whatever. Like we had to work on that. And that happened. Then I'm on YouTube. And like on my YouTube shorts, I kept seeing all this Valkyrie shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like whatever, like the clips from her streams, I'll watch them, whatever, I'll laugh at them. Then today I'm on my way to come get you to go record this episode. And some guy was in a Jeep. And you know like how the Jeep, the back of their tire, like they have like a tire on the back of the Jeep. And then there's like a tire cover. He had 100 Thieves tire cover. So I just kept seeing more 100 Thieves shit no matter where I went.
See? Yeah. It's once you start talking about it and noticing it, you're just like, what the hell?
And it was mad subtle, but I was like, wait a minute. That says 100 Thieves. What the fuck?
What's going on?
I low-key tried that. I'm like, is this like a streamer right here? Like, who the fuck drives, like, who regular, like, person drives around with a 100 Thieves tire cover? I'm like, this has to be fucking Nate Shot, no?
Right, it has to be Nate Shot. Just rolling around Philly.
I'm like speeding next to him, like,
yo, Nate Shot. Help, I'll take any job you got.
I know, facts.
Sure, I would, bro. I remember I was watching, I think it was yesterday, Tim, he was streaming and he was streaming with his friend. He usually streams with Cloaksy. And he just always misses opportunity. Well, supposedly he misses opportunities with ads and stuff like that because he likes to do everything by himself as far as not having an assistant. And once he said that, eventually Tim was just saying like, yo, like everybody, like people in his stream were just saying like, yo, like I have all the people in my stream right now saying like they'll literally take like be your assistant right now. I'm just taking it. I was like, bro, I'll do the same shit, bro. Facts. I don't even care.
Like I've tried to do that shit myself too when I'll see like people I follow kind of like talk about, oh, like I need this or I need that or anybody, they're posting their story like send your resume like, yo, like I do this shit, like let me do it for you. Like I don't care. Like just to be able to like have one-on-one with them or whatever, like regardless, even if the pay is shitty or not, like that's worth it.
But like what he was saying, like for the most part, because for Tim Assistant, he was just saying like he didn't put the actual number because you never knew.
Yeah.
That. But he was saying like for the most part, getting paid like $50,000, it's almost like close to like, you know, 6 figures, you know, like for like a whole year. And you're just like, bro, like to just
fuck yeah.
You're basically doing the same thing they're doing. Not really like you're not streaming, but you're basically just waking up with them at the same time. You're like
managing
you're
whatever
just on their schedule.
shit.
Yeah, you're just basically just doing the same thing. For the most part, you're kind of more like relaxed than they are. Yeah, it's probably a little bit like, you know, a lot of maintenance and shit like that, but you know, you're just behind the scenes. So it's never like you're on camera having to like present yourself, you know. So you're just kind of chilling for the most part. So I'd be like, damn, you know. I'll be chilling just having something like that, you know?
Thanks. What's funny, too, is that with one of the clips that I saw, or shorts that I saw on YouTube of Valkyrie, she was laughing at a clip of Tim. Because...
talking about hit his funny bone?
Yeah.
That's all.
Why he make that noise, bro? He was like, yeah, I was working out. Can you guys tell?
Yeah, it just came out so randomly. Yeah. He does random shits like that. Them shits always have me dead. He always has like random clips that he's had like done from like the past of him just streaming, and he'll like his assistant will just put it on whenever he's not on screen because he left the room or something. And bro, he always just does the most randomest shit with those things, and I just die because I'm like, I feel like I do the same shit. So that's why I laugh. Yeah.
Damn. Now there was a clip of him playing fucking Caldera to the new Warzone map, and then all this shit. I'm thinking about that shit too. I'm like, damn, like I started downloading it last night, the update. And I stopped it because I'm like, yo, it's late. I'm going to just shut my PC off. I'll do it tomorrow. Internet's fucking down.
Oh, yeah.
Now I need it to come back on so we can fucking do it so we can record some and I want to play some.
Yeah.
The fuck? But we running high on time and we got some other stuff we want to do before we get out of here. So, Mark, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter. Instagram at ETCMarkyMark, Twitter at MarkyMark, Victor, where can they find you, and etc.
And find me on all platforms at ETCVictor. So that's Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. I'm gonna be streaming more often now, hopefully, because like my job said so. So like, bet if y'all gonna pay me to do it, I'll do it. I had to cut back because of work. Now they're like, hey, make it a part of your schedule to stream. I'm like, you got it. So Twitch, I'll be back on there more frequently. Anywhere else, fucking TikTok and anything else. Same for etc. is at real etc. Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, SoundCloud, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, whatever the fuck you could think of, we got it. Emails real.etc@gmail.com. The merch will be, most likely when this episode comes out, we'll be in the process of shipping it. I'll make a separate post about it, but I want to say, so because of COVID and shit, you're still getting your shit on time, but the supplies that were available, they didn't have as much supply. So I had to shift which brand and which blank we used, which ended up being a higher quality one. So it works out for you guys. So everything's working out fine. Same color, same print. Everything's way better quality than I anticipated it being. But on the flip side, because of that, the cost of it became more expensive, which meant we weren't able to raise as much money for the charity. Now, we did raise a good amount of money, but again, I just want to say the number will appear lower because of the fact that in order to get them printed, we had to use a higher quality thing and, math. So it was our first charity drop. I'm happy with how it turned out. It was a success. I hope to do many more and to get to the point where we're like selling mass amounts and we're raising a whole shit ton of money and we could do a whole bunch of more fun stuff. My goal for the year was just to at least do one, get their feet wet. Same thing with the merch. We did 2 drops this year. So it was a win. But just a little disclaimer. So when we start to ship them out, I'll post about that and I'll give the numbers because I don't want you to be like, oh, they only donated this much. Like, where'd all the money go to?
Yeah.
They pocketing this shit. It's like, no, we just literally, this is all we got.
Yeah. Because of different quality.
Yep. But that's enough. Love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye.